Hey everybody, it's Jane. Happy Friday. I'm looking at my battery life here and I thought I had my my iPad plugged in because I have so many plugs and wires, tubes and wires like the Thomas Dolby song, right? Oh my God. There we go. It's plugged in. How are you all doing today? I have something fun, a little off the beaten track to talk about today because I was down at my space at G's Treasures. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm getting all these little messages. G's Treasures for local people. It's in Deep River, Connecticut. It's where I have my Chalk Mercantile Surface Anthology vendor booth, or some people, I usually say vendor space, but I hear more people saying booth. Hi, Amanda. How are you today? Happy Friday. Amanda, do you sell your stuff? Do you have a vendor's booth or a space or your own place or an online shop? But my husband was getting so sick of me running around the house, like, what do I need to bring? I would go in and I would show up with no hammer, or I would show up with no nails and a hammer and all this stuff, and it just got crazy. So along with another thing that I'm gonna roll out soon, something I've been working on for people, for furniture painters to get organized, because that's a challenge for me. And for 2023, it's one of my goals to get super organized, because with what I'm doing with both Chalk Mercantile and Surface Anthology, which they really should be probably one name, right? One business. There's a lot of little things going on. Like when I was a makeup artist, it was all makeup. I would have an appointment. That's what I would do. When I did hair, same thing. And now, and I love this, but now I'll be working on, I have those table projects going on that I'm working on, my space, my online store, all of that. And I need to get it all organized. Amanda says, I have a Facebook shop and I'm working on getting a booth space. Now, Amanda, have you shared your business name with us, your Facebook page? I can't remember, because I occasionally will ask people when it comes up, please put a link to your page so we can follow and support you. So I'm going to wait. I know there's a delay. Well, Amanda, what I've created here is and you can get it, I have the link in the comments. And I also put the link, because I know people are going to ask where I got this canvas. It's actually a gardening tote. But I wanted something with lots of little pockets and stuff, because the other reason is I had this big linen bag, which was really strong. But what happens when you have a big bag and you throw stuff in? It all goes to the bottom. I get really frustrated looking for stuff, and I realize I don't have it. So this has all these like cute little places to put stuff, and I'll show you in a minute. But Amanda, let us know what that is. If you're ready, which I bet you are. If you're on Facebook, you gotta be. This is what you'll get. And again, the link is in the comments. It's the Booth Vendors Toolbox Checklist. And I'll tell you what I have on here. And remember, I used to run a store for years. I know I had over 30 vendors, and different people would rent everything from a shelf to a whole, space, right? And a lot of them would come in with a really nice like toolbox or something. And I remembered this, and it would have everything they needed that day to organize their space, hang stuff, put tags on, all of that stuff. So those are those organized people. So I made a list, and on the list, I'll tell you what I put in here. A flashlight. I can't tell you how many times I'll be looking behind like a bookcase or something, and you can't see, right? You could use the flashlight on your phone or get a real flashlight. And when you download this form, because a lot of people ask me, well, where did you get that? What is it? I put my Amazon links in there, so if you want to see what I'm talking about, you just click on the link. String or twine always. When I'm hanging pictures, you know, sometimes the wire will break, or, you know, I need to tie on a tag or tie. Maybe I have a group of vintage, I don't know, chopsticks, right? One of my vendors that was in my shop, Leona was incredible. She had sterling silver chopsticks, and I wanted them so badly because whenever I eat any kind of Asian food, I use chopsticks. They were beautiful. I didn't buy them. It's one of those regrets. A hammer, and I'm going to show you the hammer I'm using now. The link I put in is for a better hammer. Nails. Every time I go to Deep River, because I'm adding more and more iron orchid in there, I have to put nails in the wall. And by the way, the reveal date for the new iron orchid is May 24th, and I'm going to do a live because I have it all in. It came the other day. My order arrived. So I'm going to do a live and show you all what it is, and it will be ready to order like the minute at noon on the 24th. So I'm really excited about that. But every time I go down to Deep River, in my booth space, I have to hammer in a nail and hang something up. So you got to have hammer, nails, screwdriver, right? If you want to bring a piece of furniture in and the knobs are loose or something's happening, you want both a Phillips and a flathead, and preferably in different sizes because hardware is all different sizes. Price tags, Scotch tape in case you need to tape something together, tape a large tag up, that kind of thing. Tape measure, right? See if something's going to fit. A ruler. I always have a ruler because if I'm like nailing iron orchid transfers to the wall, I want them all to be the same distance apart. So I always have a ruler. Well, now I do. I know Amanda's like so excited about the new iron orchid. Isn't it exciting? I know. It's very cool. I love anytime they put something new out, right? And it seems like, is this spring, Amanda, going by really fast? Because I feel like we just had the winter release, right, with the melange and all that stuff. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my goodness, it's another one. Pen and pencil with an eraser, always a level, right? A little level, really good to have. A notebook. When you're making notes, you need something to write on. I can't tell you how many times I would look through my bag and find a receipt, right? Amanda, you ever do that? You know, you go to like CVS or Walgreens, they give you those ridiculous receipts. You could use it as note paper. I actually now have a notebook. Inventory sheets. Keep an inventory of what you have in your space, your booth space, your vendor space, so you can tell, well, what sold, what may, you know, hopefully this won't happen to you, but sometimes stuff goes walking away, right? But you'll be able to see what you have when you're not there. A dust cloth, extension cord. My whole space is about extension cords now because it doesn't have any plugs in it that work. So I have to have an extension cord, scissors, utility knife. Now my husband put this in there. He always uses, you know, those box cutter knives. I'm not a big fan. So, but I left that in there. I just end up using scissors. If I bring a box or I get a shipment delivered to my store, right? G's Treasures, it's not actually my store. I open it with the edge of the scissors. Baby wipes, you could clean. If you have some ironstone in there that you just bought, you didn't bring it home, you could clean it gently with some baby wipes. You don't need to rinse. Clean your hands after you do stuff. They're really good. And of course, pliers, right? Amanda, where are you? What state are you in? I cannot remember. But share all your info. So here is my And here's my husband's note to me with like things he need. He's like, you got to add this, this, and this. You always need it. This is the canvas tote. It's a cotton canvas tote I'm using. It's a garden tote, and it's actually by Martha Stewart. It is not made in the USA. I was in a big rush, and if you want a really nice tote, I mean, this is fine. This is a really good tote. I could throw it in the laundry. It doesn't have a leather bottom or anything. It's perfect for what I need. But if you want to do made in the USA or something that's like really heavy duty, that has like a leather bottom, you can go to Steel, S-T-E-E-L-E, Steel Canvas. It's made in Massachusetts. I have a lot of their stuff. It's beautifully made, like it'll last you the rest of your life. And a lot of it will have leather. So if you're the type that's always putting stuff on the floor, you need something really heavy duty. That's really good. And there are some other great lines if you want something like that. Amanda's in Southwest Washington. So Southwest. You know, Amanda, when we lived out in Marin County, out in Northern California, I'm so sorry I didn't get up into Washington and Oregon. We want to take a trip back out there. We were always working. So we just never made that trip. But I hear it is absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful. So this is what I use. And here's my ruler. It's a quilting ruler. Any ruler is fine. I've got nails, and these are wire brads. These are what I use, and they're perfect. They're strong enough to hold stuff, small enough to nail into the wall. Make sure when you do this or before you do it, you ask the owner of your shop if you can do that. That's really, really important. What else do I have in here? Of course, my pen and pencil. I love using mechanical pencils. They're perfect. There's Martha's logo, right? String. I use this kind of string. It doubles as twine. You know, I could use it for my price tags. It's kind of like that baker's twine. It works really well. I used to sell this in my shop, so I have tons and tons of it. And then inside, I use for my price tags for like products, like I have the DIY paint line down there. I use these removable Avery labels. They're perfect. They're 1 by 3/4. I write everything down. Whoever's at the desk can peel it off. It's not going to fall apart. And I know what I sold, right? I found these. Look at how cute these are. These are for larger pieces, for furniture, that kind of thing. And I actually got these at IKEA. We were at IKEA. How cute are these? The top hat, a brush, really kind of old school. And I use these, I'm almost out of them, for the bigger pieces, and they work really well. Oh, Amanda's saying this is the best time to visit. It's not too hot yet. The flowers are all blooming and the sun is shining. It sounds beautiful. That's how it is today. It's pretty cool here in Connecticut, and the flowers are blooming. It's really beautiful. My favorite time of year. And then in the fall, you're going to hear me say that's my favorite time. Now, my notebook, yay. I used to sell field notes at my shop, and I had a bunch left over. I love these little notebooks. They're really nice. It's made in the USA. You could even grab one of these tiny ones. They're so perfect for keeping notes about your space, that kind of thing. The bigger one, this is my favorite. I'm a lefty. I don't like dragging my hand over the spine. So I use this, and it's worked really, really well. Really nice. I love notebooks, pens, pencils, all that kind of stuff. What else do I have here? Oh, this is the hammer. Now, this is a really cute hammer. My cousin Susan gave this to me. It's got to be decades ago. And it's like this brass hammer. And if you take it apart, and I use these all the time, you can see all the paint on them. And it's got like every size little look, I mean, look at this. It's crazy. Like the smallest flathead screwdriver, like if your eyeglasses need to be repaired. This is fine. The problem is I was down there the other day at my space and I'm trying to swing this tiny hammer to hit these little nails and it's just too small. I was getting really frustrated. The guy there, Spencer, who if any locals, go into Deep River, go to G's. It's on Main Street. Spencer is so sweet. He just laughs at me. He just, but it's perfect for all my different kinds of screwdrivers and stuff. This hammer is not big enough. It just, the head isn't right. I was missing. I was just ready to, throw it out into the street. So I am getting a smaller, I don't want a big giant, roofer's hammer, but I'm getting one that has a larger head, more space, to hit that. Isn't it adorable, Amanda? Unfortunately, I'm terrible. I'm like hitting and I'm like, why isn't this nail going in? Your sister has one like that and carries it in her purse. They're actually perfect. And I use this, Amanda, all the time if I'm tapping, if I'm trying to get a leg to go back in or something like that. This hammer's great. But I'll always, by the way, when you do that, you guys, grab, let me get a rag here. When you're tapping furniture, you shouldn't use a metal hammer. You can use a rubber mallet, or if I'm desperate and I can't find mine, I put a piece of cloth and I'll tap, tap, tap. So we don't want to leave the indent of the hammer in the furniture. Kim, isn't this adorable? Except Kim, I can't aim at the nails. And they slide. You could see them, it just doesn't, it's not the best for what I need in my vendor space. Hey, Debbie. So we got Amanda, Kim is in Canada, and Debbie, who's in Utah. Oh, enjoying your channel so much all the time. Love the checklist. Oh, good. I'm always forgetting stuff when I go, and I try to remember and make a list myself, but it's never enough. Thanks so much. Definitely, Debbie, just click that link, anybody, and you'll get this list. And you can always add to it because you might have certain things in your vendor space like jewelry where you need that cloth to shine, sterling, that kind of thing. And you can just add it on the other side. If you indent the furniture, you can call it farmhouse rustic, right, Kim? Absolutely. Well, remember back in the day, and I still do it now, if I have a new piece of wood and I am trying to rough it up, I will grab my hammer. But remember when it was really in and people were hitting wood and really knocking it about to make it look old? This would be great. And it is really cute and it's not too heavy. So really useful. You got to have that. The other thing, I throw my tape in here. I've got my baby wipes. All of that goes in here. I love this too because it's got a handle like this, but it also has a whole shoulder thing, right? And it just makes my life so much easier. So any of you guys who have a vendor booth or are thinking about opening one, be sure to click the link in the comments and grab this download. And I'm going to throw everything in here. The last thing I want to tell you, this is why I got a notebook. Look at my crazy notes. Kim, I know Kim knows me pretty well. And I struggle, and Kim's super organized. I struggle with organization. Kim's writing chains, hammers, stress relief, right? Making things rustic. I remember that too, chains. Oh my gosh, crazy. Oh, you're not seeing where you could check on the link to get the checklist? Hey guys, can you tell me, is it there? Let's see. There it is. If you go to the very top, Debbie, of the comments, right underneath like the very first comment, it should be there. My notes look like that too. Yeah, post it right. This is why I also created an inventory sheet and all kinds of things. I'm putting that all together in one big bundle. So when that's available, I will definitely let everybody know. But yeah, in Kim, when I'm doing this, then I've got the paper's thin, this is from the other side, and it's it's okay, but it's just not the most organized way to keep an inventory, which I'm finding out, So stay tuned, right, everybody? Debbie, let me know if you found that link. It should be the very first comment. If you're oh, wait a minute, Debbie's watching me on YouTube. So Debbie, when I get off here, when I end, I'm gonna run over to my computer like I always do, and I'll put all the YouTube links in there so you'll get it. So Debbie, hold tight and I'll get that for you. You guys, Kim, Debbie, Amanda, thank you so much for joining me today. If anybody's watching this in the replay, if you're watching on YouTube, just check the comments below. And Debbie, I promise I'm going to do that really, really soon. And for everybody else, just check below in the Facebook comments underneath. So that's it, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. I hope you get a chance to be super creative, even if it's only for 10 minutes, right? Even sketch out some designs or something like that for something you want to work on over the weekend. I try to do that also in another notebook I have, right? And I will see you all next week. Oh, good. I know Kim is saying, great to see you again. Absolutely, Kim. And I got to head over to our group. I'm also working in something that Kim has formed. And when I get all of those details together, everybody, I'll be emailing about it and posting about it. Kim, I'm really, really excited. Okay, so Debbie, I know you're not seeing it, so don't worry. I'm going to put it in there ASAP when I get off of here. All right, everybody, have the most fabulous weekend, and I will see you all here next week. Take care and happy painting.